Okay, so in this problem here, we have a video game design, a ball follow a path, at certain points the ball is light up 3 times. These three points create a triangle. The first triangle is created by following the path of the quadratic function. The ball lights up at A, B, and C, as shown in here, and I have a triangle with an area of 12. In order to have variability in the game is programmed to transform function f of x to g of x by the following 4 transformations. We have to go do a horizontal stretch by 3, horizontal translation by right by 1. So a horizontal stretch by 3, a horizontal translation to the right by 1, and a vertical stretch by a factor of 2, followed by a reflection over the x-axis. And so let's for naming convention wise, let's just call this horizontal stretch. This is going to be a translation. This is going to be a vertical stretch and then a reflection. And so we know the new function, it says g of x has the image points a prime, b prime, and c prime, and they create a new triangle a prime, b prime, as shown. Okay, and it wants to take those transformations. It wants to take these transformations and write it as a transformation matrix T plus a column vector that takes the pre-image xy and changes into a new image point x prime, y prime. So we want to come up with this transformation. Well, when we think about what's going on here, we know that I have, when I'm going to do these, because I'm dealing with matrices, I know I have to do them backwards. So it's going to be a horizontal stretch by 3. That one's going to be followed by the translation. That one's going to be followed by the vertical stretch by 2. And then it's going to be a reflection over the x-axis. So even thinking about that, though, we have to be careful. Because the translation, so I know that these here are multiplication, where the translation is adding. So when I take my horizontal translation by stretch by 3, I'm going to multiply that by xy. And then this whole scenario, I'm going to add onto it we'll call it my translation. And then to that whole thing, I'm going to do the vertical stretch by 2. And then I'm going to do the reflection over the x-axis. And so if I start to build this now, remembering from the matrix unit, reflecting, if I think about where these points 1, 0 go, reflecting over the x-axis, 1, 0 remains 1, 0. Or reflecting over the x-axis, that's going to become 0, negative 1. The vertical stretch means 1, 0 remains the same, but that point there would become 0, 2. And now I know that my horizontal stretch is going to be 3, 0, and 0, 1 times xy, plus I also am going to add on my translation, which is going to be to the right 2. So that means it's going to be x is 2 and 0, y is 0. And then it's just a matter of multiplying them out. So when I do that, I can multiply these. So think about matrices. I can multiply these 2 first, and I end up with 1, 0, 0 minus 2. And then I have 3, 0, 0, 1 times my point xy plus 2, 0. And I can take this and distribute these out as such. And then when I multiply these first 2 together, I end up with 3, 0, 0 minus 2 xy. And then when I multiply this times this one, it's going to be just 2, 0. And then this is my t xy plus b. Except when I look more carefully at the question, it wasn't actually 2. It was a translation of 1 unit to the right. So this should all be 1, 1, and 1. I misread this because the pixelation got really quite blurry. And so this is going to be our b, and this is going to be our t transformation. So if we continue looking to what it says here, now it says 1 is shown above, determine the image point a prime. Well, if that is just 1, 4. What I can do for this is I take this matrix here and I plug 3, 0, 0, minus 2, 1, 4, if I'm remembering correctly, plus 1, 0. And when I multiply that out, I get 3, 8, plus 1, 0. Sorry, 3, negative 8 plus 1, 0, which is then 4, negative 8. The next question is asking us about the area of A prime, B prime, C prime. Well, if you think about the area, the formula that we need to think about is the area of the new is equal to the absolute value of the determinant of the transformation matrix times the area of the original. Well, when I think about my transformation matrix, this has no effect on the area, so I'm only going to deal with this value here. And so I know the new one's going to be, when I take a look at that determinant, is going to be negative 6. When I take the 3 times negative 2 here, 3 times negative 2 minus 0. And the original area, we're told the area is 12. So that times 12 will give me the new area of 72. And then the last part of this question is telling us to determine the new function g of x. I can think about 3 different ways to do it. I could come along and change every single point with this I can do A, B, and C, change the points with this transformation, and then do poly simultaneous to find the new value, and then convert it to this form. I could just do U's and V's. I could just generalize and go U and V equals those, and then substitute them in to this equation and come up with that. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to go back to grade 10, what we teach in grade 10, is I'm going to transfer just this point 3, 2. That's my vertex, and then I'm going to use the point A prime to find the A value. And so if I take 3, 2, so I have 3, 0, 0, minus 2 times 3, 2 plus 1, 0. I get 9 and negative 4 plus 1, 0 gives me 10, negative 4. That's my vertex. And so now I have g of x will be a x minus 10 squared minus 4. And I can take this value, plug it in for negative 8 is equal to a 4 minus 10 squared minus 4. Adding the 4, I get negative 4 is equal to a times 6 squared. And so that is 36. I get negative 4 over 36 is a, which is negative 1/9. And so g of x will end up being negative 1/9 x minus 10 squared minus 4.